Alright, so we all know it's expensive to go to Harvard Business School, and we all know there are costs beyond the sticker price that's on the website. Today, I'm going to reveal some of those hidden fees that HBS expects their students to pay. Dun dun dun. Okay, let's just skip over tuition and the opportunity costs, as well as the cost of insurance and housing. All that stuff is known. Let's dive into the spicy topics. First, it costs $25 to join each club on campus each year. The club dues may seem insignificant at first, but $25 adds up fast. The most clubs I've ever heard of a single person joining in a single year is 18. And while that's pretty much an outlier, that means their club dues totaled $450. But even though I would say I'm on the low side, I was not expecting to spend more than $100 to join clubs. And I will note that I think most clubs do provide good value for $25 in the form of free food or recruiting materials, but there's definitely diminishing returns because although each club only charges $25, students don't often have the time to participate in too many clubs. And this unravels into the gym membership business model, where you subsidize other people's participation. Okay, before I go on to the rest of the items, I just want to say that all these prices are fixed, but how each person is able to pay is relative. American students generally pay these prices much more easily, and on average, the burden of these dues are felt more painfully by international students. I'm not trying to complain about money, I just hope that this video can provide clarity into the costs students are expected to pay. Second on the list, we have section dues. These are funds that are used to pay for or subsidize events and initiatives for both years at HBS. Each section has section leadership, which includes two social chairs and a treasurer. The treasurer collects the money from each student, and the social chairs use the money to reserve and plan events, such as the baby shower we had a few weeks ago that we just threw for some of our section mates, as well as subsidize large events such as the galas and formals we will have. However, the price is very steep at $350 base. Depending on if the student plans to drink alcohol or has a partner, the total dues for any given student can be as high as $600. Again, I see the logic and the value of collecting money up front. It was just kind of hard to squeeze this into the budget at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's also hard to stomach the fact that the money is used to subsidize and prepay for section events when I know I won't be able to attend every single one, nor do I drink alcohol. Third, this has to do with housing. I already mentioned in another video that HBS does not subsidize their housing cost, unlike GSB or other schools. However, living on campus does mean that utilities and Wi Fi are included with the rent. One small overlooked detail is that only some Harvard University housing apartment units are pet friendly, and even then, the units only allow one pet. And I was not going to split Blue and Bell up in order to go to school, so we decided to live off campus. Also, side note, in my opinion, pets should be measured by weight, not quantity, because two cats are far lighter and definitely still less loud, less destructive, less dirty than one dog could be on average. So, apartments should put a weight limit on pets, not a quantity limit, and charge pet rent accordingly. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that living off campus has shown me that the electricity bills in Boston are out of control. Sure, the cents per kilowatt hours are somewhat comparable to those in Houston, but the delivery fees are insane. The base fee and the delivery fee in Boston is double that in Houston. So even though our usage is far less, like less than 20%, the extra fees account for 60% of our Boston electricity bill compared to about 10 to 15% in Houston. So the overall bill in Boston is like more than half of our electricity bill in Houston. So I feel like extremely ripped off. Fourth, HBS students do not get a student discount for the public transportation here in Boston. The rail is called the T, short for MBTA, not to be confused with MBTI. MBTA is short for Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, and HBS students are the only students at Harvard University who do not get a student discount. Without a discount, it costs $2.40 per ride, or you can get a $90 monthly pass. Harvard College, the undergrads, and Northeastern get an 11% discount, making it about $80 per month. And MIT students get a whopping 50 to 70% subsidy. How I kind of see it is that although HBS students may not use the rail that much, It also means that it's not too costly to give HBS students a discount. It's not like the T would be losing that much more incremental revenue by including us in their discount plan. Alternatively, students can bring their own car to campus. And I guess here is a bonus hidden cost. The price to park a car at HBS garages or any nearby apartment garage is $400 a month. Yes, per month. Back in Texas, it might have been half of that for a year. And fifth is SHAD, the gym. So hear me out on this. I'm not saying don't go to the gym, but pretty much every on and off campus apartment has a gym, and SHAD is a different subscription from Harvard's other gyms and athletic facilities. It costs $220 per semester for a membership at SHAD, and you can ask to have this cost waived. It's also prorated, so you can cancel at any time and get the remainder back. However, included in HBS tuition is access to the other gyms and facilities of Harvard University. For example, I can go to MAC or Blauget Natatorium or the ice rink without having to pay the $220 to SHAD. Is SHAD nice? Yeah. Is it convenient to use? Kinda, but not much more than the apartment gym, though. I'm not saying SHAD doesn't provide value, I'm just saying to weigh the options before blindly giving HBS more money. So, that's for now. If you found these 5 hidden costs insightful, consider liking and subscribing to let me know you enjoy my HBS content. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. Until next time, bye guys.